So now we're going to put that into a progression. It's always the best way to learn a chord is just to throw it in a progression. That way we're always learning and getting really, really good at the chords we previously learned. So this progression is going to be 4-4 again. Most of our stuff's going to be in 4-4 just to keep it nice and simple. What I'm going to get you to do though, we're going to learn that new strumming pattern again. We're going to do the rock strum. So we're going to do the down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, down. First step, remember, always go over that strum and get that ingrained and imprinted so we don't have to think about it. Then we'll do the chords. So just do that for a little bit, get that strumming pattern done. Down, down, up, up, down. Okay, let's go through the chord progression. Starting with a D chord. We all know this chord really well now. Let's do 2 bars of D. Here we go. And down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. 2 bars of D, cool. Then what we're going to do is go to a G chord. Takes a little while to get the G chord. We're going to do 2 bars of that. Now remember, don't be worried if that doesn't sound perfect, if it sounds more like... I'm not worried about the sound too much. Just push down hard, the fingers will strengthen up and the tips will strengthen up and you'll find that perfect position on the neck very, very quickly. But don't worry too much about the sound as long as the strumming pattern is good. Back to a D chord, 2 bars of D. Remember, just 4 strings. Then to an A chord, which we've gotten really good at the A chord, this is 5 strings. And remember the ditto lines, the little ditto dots, double dots, we go back to the start again, so back to the D again. And G and D and A. In this case, we're always going to be 2 bars of each chord to make it nice and simple. That gives us plenty of time to play the chord, listen to the chord, get used to the strumming before moving on. Now there's a few tips and tricks we need for this actual chord because we're changing from a D to a G. This change is really, really, really common for guitar players. So what we need is a shortcut to get us there quickly. So what I want you to do now is put your fingers on a D chord. Remember the D looks like a D. If you can imagine a wee D and you join the dots, that's what a D looks like. Get your fingers in position. Now what I want you to do is just put your little finger down as well as the rest of the chord on the 3rd fret of the 1st string and push down hard. That's the first step of changing to a G. Now if you look down and notice those 2 fingers together, these 2 fingers, the 3rd finger and the 4th finger, are already in position for a G. Now what we need to get used to is lifting your 1st and 2nd fingers off and going to the highest position to get them ready for a G. It takes a little bit of work when you first do it, but we're going to program this, remember, over and over. Push down hard, and then we go opposite, back to a D. Take those 2 fingers off. Put your 1st finger on to the 2nd fret position for the D, and your 2nd finger on for the 2nd fret position for the D. That was the 3rd step, and then we take a little finger off, 4th step. That was just basically a mirror of what we just did. Go through that one more time with you. So have a D chord on, put your D chord on, push down hard. It will feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but don't worry too much about that. Pop your little finger on. Here's my little finger going on. Now, straight underneath that 3rd finger. Lift the other 2 fingers off. So your 3rd and 4th finger are still nice and solid. And then reach the 2nd finger and 1st finger as high as they can up to the right position near 3rd fret and 2nd fret. The key to this bit, by the way, when we're going from here, is to get the 2nd finger out and to the top. Because you'll want to go like this. You want to get your 2nd finger higher and your 1st finger lower. That's the natural position for that. And then your chords in position. Relax, push down hard, relax, push down hard, relax. Let's go back to a D. 1st and 2nd finger in position, little finger off. That's the first way to practice that. This might seem like a lot of faffing around, but it's really, really worthwhile. It just programs in those 2 changes because we're going to do a lot of Ds and Gs. They're kind of related to each other, so there's a high chance we'll be playing those 2 chords together a lot. So the next thing is once you've gotten that little change from the D, little finger down, G, back to D, little finger down, G, if you can get that going, the next step to that is just to add 1 strum, 1 simple down strum. D, Little finger, you'll hear it go on there, have a listen. Let it go on, go to the G. Back to the D, strum it. Little finger on, back to the G. Back to the D, over and over. Little finger, G. Just spend a little bit of time now having a go at that. D, little finger, G. Back to D, little finger, G. Doesn't matter if you're not progressing really, really fast with that. Imprint that over and over. Program the way that feels. Make sure you press down when you do that. And that should come together really, really quickly for you.